feeling the first day of school coming, and so had a lot of mental mistakes out there. And it's a good lesson for the team to clear their mind before practice and try to eliminate all that clutter. So we've got a big scrimmage tomorrow. It'll be our last real big one and an important one for evaluation. So looking forward to it.
Derek, did you go as far as to set some sort of depth chart after the scrimmage tomorrow, or do you wait the rest of the 2 weeks?
We usually don't set it until that first day of preparation for our first game. So it'll be probably later next week.
Can you put tomorrow in perspective then, I guess, from what you expect out of them and what they're expecting, I guess?
Yeah, we hope. Of course, we keep improving in all areas, but then tomorrow's going to be a lot more situational stuff instead of just running plays. And so learning how to manage the end of the game, 4-minute offense, 4-minute defense, 2-minute offense, 2-minute defense, you know, making the critical plays at the critical time. And it's stuff you don't work on a lot, but it comes down to the difference in the game.
Derek, at what point did you decide to give the team a right to talk yesterday?
It really wasn't until about 2 o'clock yesterday. And I just felt like that we'd had a great camp, and it was a hard morning practice, and they were pushing, and there hadn't been one negative complaint, and I know they were hurting, and so I just felt like it was the right thing to do, and they'd earned it, and they probably needed it more than anything. So fortunately we were able to mobilize the premier buses in time, and they were happy about it, I can tell you.
Now that you're back here and caught your breath, is mission accomplished up there, what you wanted to get?
I think it's fair to say, if you look back at what we did that week, it's hard to look at it and say, man, what could we have done differently? And that's rare for a move like that, because I'm not sure there's anything that we could have done differently that we felt like we could have made it better. And I have no complaints with our team's approach, how they handled it, and some of the benefits that I think came out of it. I think it was a real positive experience.
Derek, I think in previous years you maybe had 3 fall scrimmages. Are you going to 2 this year to sort of manage your roster?
Yeah, well, couple of things. One is our school starts later this year, and so we have actually a less number of days, which means I could give them less days off. So that's one thing, the calendar. And I think the second thing is we're a little more veteran. We're older, guys got a lot of snaps, and so it's a little bit the model that we did more when I was at LSU. We had a pretty veteran squad, so a couple things contributed to that.
Moving forward, then that's something that keep having a better team.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'd like to be able to incorporate more days off, but you can only, you got to have a certain number of practices before your first game, I think, and you got a tight window to do it in.
I think you had said that you had thought about doing this before, going off on.
Yeah.
Where was the genesis of that? Was that being in the NFL? Was it some other place?
Well, it was in high school. We did it in high school, and I told the team that we loaded up Yellowhounds and drove 6 hours on the 2-lane highway and went to Jekyll Island, Georgia. And I told the team, when I get back with my old high school buddies, that's the first thing we talk about was Jekyll Island. And I think it helped us. I mean, we went 52-4 in 4 years, and I think there was a big reason for it.
Did you do it?
And we had some great players. Yeah, we did it every year.
In 1 week?
1 week, yeah. And it was miserable. But it was different then. I mean, we had 6 guys in a room, 2 double beds and a sofa bed, and never washed our clothes, never washed our uniforms. Think about that. That's staph infections going everywhere. Your pants after your last practice, you could stand them up.
Wasn't that bad?
Couldn't do. Yeah, I mean, these guys have no idea.
Corey Miller and Stephen Folks, they're kind of similar what they can do up front, kind of providing some versatility.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. They have some similarities. Help us a lot in sub pass rush, that sort of thing.
Coach Greg Clark seemed like a guy who hit the ball with some momentum. Has he kept that up in the last?
Yeah, he's doing good, but so has you know, Dan's presence and Dan Hood moving him back to nose. You know, they're performing pretty good too. So
Feel better about the depth there than you did a couple weeks ago?
I did. I feel better about than I did in the spring. You know, and I mean, you know, getting Dan in there and then with Cinnamore coming on and Mo Couch coming on, that was really important. Because if they didn't, we'd be back to square one.
Derek, can you talk a little bit about Marlon Lane, what you feel like you need to see from him tomorrow to kind of get back to the mix? I mean, Jay said he thought he would have something to say about how things have gone so far. It seems to have slid behind Rajon.
Yeah, and I don't think it's really what Marlon's done. Marlon's doing good, but I think it's probably more what the other two are doing very well, if that makes sense. So I don't. Nobody's disappointed in Marlon. He's having a good camp, and you know, I'd like to see him go out there and generate some big plays for us and do a great job in pass protection like he can do. And you know, he's going to play for us, and we're going to need him.
There's a lot of guys up front on defense that talk about this defense kind of being geared to stop the run. I mean, how much have you emphasized pass rush with different guys like Olsen, or maybe more than other guys? Just for special
No, because it just depends on the situation. You know, the base guy's got a pass rush too. Yeah, it is based on stopping the run, and the jury's out on whether we can do it or not. I don't know if we can. But all of them got to be able to pass rush, but we try to specialize a little bit, given their body types, on when to put them in the game.
Have you seen evidence that you'll be a better pass rushing team?
Yeah, I think I've seen evidence that we'll get more pressure on the quarterback. I have, and I think we will.
Derek, given that tomorrow is more situational, how active will guys like Mike Rivera and Corderell?
Well, Mike won't go tomorrow. We'll get him going back on Monday. CP will go, but we'll keep him in a red. But Darryl should go.
Will Herman go tomorrow?
Herman probably will not go.
Is that just precautionary? Maybe?
No, I mean, he's a little fatigued and, you know, strained some muscles, and he's kind of been limping around a little bit. He just needs a little rest.
That's Justin King getting acclimated up there.
He's doing good. You know, I feel bad for Justin because we put him on 4 phases of special teams. We got him playing fullback. We got him playing tight end. We're doing some other stuff with him, and poor guy is swimming, you know, and every coach is yelling at him, and it's not his fault. So we got to try to figure out, you know, where to lock him in and help us and phase him into this thing. We threw everything at him. And that's what happens to these versatile guys, you know, these kind of big body types who can do a lot of things. You throw everything at them to see where they can fit.
Y'all made the changes up front a couple days ago. Have you seen them be a little better against the run in practice? Is that something? It seemed like the guys anyway thought that stopping the run was the main emphasis and thought so.
Well, yeah, I think we just hadn't been doing it that long like that. So it gives us a little stouter front when teams are getting in the eye and trying to handle us, playing with those guys.
Did you broke down what happened with the defense in that last scrimmage? Was their mentality right going into the day today? A couple of the guys just said, you know, some of the communication, the mentality, maybe the focus wasn't there. When you watch film, what do you see?
No, I didn't. I don't think that was the case. I think they played hard. I think they were extremely focused. There were a lot of mistakes, but I don't think it's from a lack of focus. It was just a lot of the newness, you know, getting in there and doing it together. So I wasn't disappointed in how they performed.
When Herman's not in the lineup, how much does that do with the communication issues and things? Is that
I think it affects us. Herman's what you want at Mike, because he's got a real good understanding and a good, you know, got good verbal skills, and so that hurts us. You know, we're thin at inside backer. If Herman's out now, that's 3 inside backers we don't have. You know, Christian Harris and Kenny Bynum. So, yeah, it's a big. I've been saying all along, that's one of my biggest concerns is inside linebacker.
Do you have other guys who are stepping up and getting better in that area, or who are some guys who?
Well, you got AJ. Then you're forced to start moving guys in there, like Kurt. Move him back in there. You know, he played behind the ball last year, so it's not going to be foreign to him. But you hope you don't have to go down that path.
Let's take one more, guys.
On the pass rush, do you think it's because of the scheme? individual players improving, or both?
I think it's both. Yeah. We're doing a lot more schematically to try to create pressure. And that, you know, I've told you guys, that was a real important thing for me to do, just to try to affect the game a little bit more defensively. Okay, thanks, guys. We'll see.